main thing that I thought that they had to do, man, was to take the game out of Hawaii. I mean, you saw the stands at the games, the Pro Bowls over the last couple of years, man. The Hawaiian people, they really didn't support that. The people that live in Hawaii really didn't support the game the way that it should be, and they do or had given lackluster performances to players over the years to a large degree. But still, you bring together all these phenomenal players, man, you would think that you could sell that out, and they really didn't have success in selling the game in Hawaii. And they brought it to Orlando, and Orlando's not Hawaii. Obviously, Orlando's Orlando, but, I mean, the game sold out. So I think it was a good move, man, and I think it's headed into the right direction. The little thing that they did with the flag football game, I think they got to figure out a way to shorten that a little bit. That seemed to drag on and on. They had a part of that thing before the game, and then they finished it at halftime. That seemed like it dragged a little bit too long for me. But I like the direction of the Pro Bowl game, man, and I would have watched it no matter what because I watch football like that, no matter what it is. But I thought it was good, and it's definitely had a little bit more excitement to it this year than it has in the last couple of years. So it was pretty good. From Star-Lord in the chat room on Spreaker.com, Doug, what about the Matthews brothers? Both of them are Hall of Famers, I think. Oh, yeah. One of them was a offensive lineman, I think, and the other one was a linebacker. And now they got Clay Matthews, the son of one of them. Yeah, that's a good point. But they're unheralded positions, I guess, more so than the other cats that I have on my list. I guess you could make an argument to maybe take Vladimir and Vitaly off if you want to have an American slant to it. I don't know. They probably could be in my honorable mention. I didn't even mention my honorable mention. So honorable mention, I had Tiki and Rondé Barber, the Barber brothers, defensive back and running back. So Rondé's got the one Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tiki, somehow missed all of the Super Bowl wins that the Giants had under Eli Manning. So Tiki and Rondé Barber, Leon and Michael Spinks. People forget about them Spinks boys. Yeah. Yeah. People forget about Leon and Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks actually was world champ at one time, heavyweight champion of the world. I don't think Leon was ever heavyweight champion, but he fought like Ali and Larry Holmes and those cats. Fell a little bit short. John and Jim Harbaugh, the brothers, for coaching, as a coaching tandem, so they really kind of outside the scope of what we're talking about here. But John and Jim Harbaugh, and I also had Dominique and Gerald Wilkins, which Gerald Wilkins, I don't think he ever won a ring or anything like that. Dominique never won a ring, but Dominique is a Hall of Famer. So I just had those cats in my honorable mention. There's a lot of brother-sister tandems out there in sports over our history, but I think that the ones that I name, man, as far as accomplishments, excitement, and what their legacy is to their prospective sports, I think I got a pretty good list, man. Oh, and by the way, it is my list and not your list. From Grego, Dak was very inaccurate and didn't listen to the skills challenge rules and the skills challenge thing. From Clay Orange Juice Jones Davis, remember when Gerald Wilkins was supposed to be the Jordan stopper? Jordan lit his ass up? Yeah. LD, still my prayers from the D. He says, I agree, they should bring back the fastest man challenge. Yeah. You remember back in the day they used to do the fastest man challenge, but that wasn't part of the Pro Bowl, or wasn't part of the Pro Bowl. I thought that was kind of like, celebrity. I can't remember the name of that show that they had, but yeah, they used to put the fastest guys in the league together and race them. And, Darryl Green was a part of it. I think Tony Dorsett was a part of it. I know O.J. Simpson, you can Google or YouTube O.J. Simpson fastest man contest or whatever. O.J. Simpson was, part of that contest as well. That would be good. But you know what would happen to that? Just like in the NBA, where the stars don't want to do it because they don't want to get embarrassed partly. and then also because they risk injury. Like, I could see cats not because of their egos not wanting to get into a fastest man contest. It'd be sad, but that would be very cool as well. From Star-Lord, honorable mention Cheryl and Reggie Miller, giving his thoughts as far as siblings in sports. From Big Fell, NBA paying him big bucks. From Fell Pay, how much money is Lil Jon making these days? Keep seeing dude on these commercials. Oh, yeah, the NBA commercials? He probably got a grip for that. And so they probably taped all of those commercials like all at one time. It's not a situation where he continues to come in there and shoot commercial week in and week out and they release a new commercial. No, he probably did 50 different commercials and they're just airing them at their leisure. Let's see. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. From LD, Steal My Press from the D, it's like a mini vacation for the players. Right. They're just taking a vacation in Disney World. Yeah, it'll be okay. From RC, 7 years for Sterling Sharp. He was T.O. before T.O. He used to kill my Vikings. Oh, my gosh. Strong. And then me, it goes back even further in watching Sterling Sharp in college at the University of South Carolina, man. Man, Sterling Sharp and Todd Ellis at South Carolina, that number 2. Like, Sterling Sharp is one of the first people that I remember that wore a single-digit number that was like, one of the biggest players in college football. Like, it was Sterling Sharp that wore number 2. Garrison Hurst at Georgia wore number 5. But before that, like, it wouldn't stop. And it is very cool to have a single-digit number. Like, those are the numbers that the kids want these days. But back when I was growing up, that wasn't like this big thing. Like, the running back at our high school, they had a 40 number, and, OJ and Tony Dorsett. And I guess in the NFL, they can't wear single-digit numbers. But the point is that they wore, double-digit numbers, the 30s, the 40s, and the 20s or whatever. But, man, Sterling Sharp with that number 2 at the University of South Carolina, woo, unstoppable. Unstoppable. From T-Dub, I played against Todd Ellis. He was the top quarterback in North Carolina at Greensboro. Page. Okay, I don't remember that, but I hear you. Oh, Todd Ellis, probably outside of Steve Tannehill. I think that's his first name, Steve. Outside of Tannehill, I would bet over the last 40 years that Todd Ellis, now they've had a couple other little quarterbacks too as well. But as far as fan favorite, Todd Ellis probably is in the top 2 or 3 as far as quarterbacks that came through the University of South Carolina. Didn't play in the NFL, I don't think. Now I think he's the play-by-play guy for the Gamecocks. But when him and Sterling Sharp were at South Carolina, man, I mean, they were an incredible duo. From Fell Pay, yeah, but that vacation is going on during their offseason. I'm sure they would rather be home than having more practices. One other thing that I just remembered and what I thought that they should do for the Pro Bowl to make it better or to sell it even more, back when I was talking about this on First Take back in the day, was I thought as well, and I swear to you, these are all original ideas. They stole all these damn original ideas, just like they stole Throwback Thursday. I thought that they should play the Pro Bowl game before the Super Bowl. Now, I can't remember, like they're doing now, I can't remember. I think that I may have said that I thought they should play the Pro Bowl kind of like they do in baseball and basketball, which now that I think back at it, that wouldn't have been a good idea. As a matter of fact, I don't think I said that. I think somebody else may have said that they should play the game, like have a pause in the middle of the season to play the Pro Bowl and then, go ahead and play the rest of the season. I don't think I would have said that because that doesn't sound like it makes sense to me. But I think my idea was to play the Pro Bowl in between the end of the season and the Super Bowl. That's right, and they did it. So they took all my damn suggestions from 10 years ago. From Leonard, Pittsburgh's finds back in the day, the hot numbers were 22, 33, and 44, and 32. Right. So 33 was Tony Dorsett. If you grew up during my era, you had number 33. It was all in behalf of the great Tony Dorsett, Dallas Cowboys. 32, Franco Harris and O.J. Simpson. wore number 32, and 44. So 44 was, I can't remember the guy's name right now. Played running back for, John Riggins wore number 44 for the Redskins. And also, there was another running back that wore number 44 back in the day. I can't remember his name right now. But 44, right, the 40 numbers in my high school, number 43 was a popular number. The great David Barnett, if you're from my area, who played football at Clemson for a minute, he wore number 43 back in the early 80s. Then Mike Dingle came around after him in the late 80s and wore number 43. And so the 40 numbers were the lick back in the day. Nobody really was sweating these single-digit numbers like today. And they do look very, very sweet. I wish I had it all over to do again. I would definitely try to get number 1. Yeah. As a matter of fact, and my cousin Ty might be in the chat room on Spreaker.com, I don't think that they even printed up a number 1 jersey for our high school. Like, I don't remember anybody ever wearing the number 1. And there was this thing back during that time that, wearing number 1 was conceited. And like a team player shouldn't wear the number 1 because that's kind of conceited. That's not a team, type of thing to do, which is really silly when you think about it. I guess one of these young kids like, man, funk that. I'm wearing number 1. But, yeah, I don't even think at my high school there was even a number 1 jersey to take. Right. I don't think there was a number 2 that I can remember. Not a number 3. Like, maybe we started like number 4. Like number 4 or 5 for some reason, man. A different time. Different day and time. Oh, Andre Elam, Chuck Foreman. That's right. For the Minnesota Vikings. Number 44. Yeah. And also number 34 as well. So 32, you had OJ and, cats like that. 33, you had Tony Dorsett. Number 34, the great Earl Campbell and Walter Payton. Right. Nobody wasn't studying single-digit numbers back in the day. We wasn't studying that. If you had number 32 back in 1978, which I posted it this weekend on my Facebook page where I took a picture with my homeboy that I grew up with. If you wore number 32, played running back in the mid-70s or mid-80s, that was a clear indicator that you were the man they needed to stop. Because it was a privilege to wear number 32 back in 1978. Yes, sir. What? You wearing number 32 and you play running back? You must be a bad man wearing O.J. Simpson's number. Yes, sir. If you wore number 32 back in 1978, it was no questions asked. The other team knew that you were the man. Period. Because that number only went to the ballers. You wore number 32. You were a baller. Even before the term became popular. Back in 78. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show.
Life is what we make it. Life is what we make it. Life is what we make it. Life is what you make it.
So many people try to get up out the game. I'm pretty sure they stop if they stop shipping things. See why the boys flex, just like girls trip. I knew they had a plan to make us wanna dip. That's why some drop out school, that's why some play the fool. So they could hit the streets, so they could see the truth. The truth was in our heart, the truth we never read. The truth was never said, the truth was never dead. The truth was that I'm real, and we would never fake. Said that no need to hate, go ahead, congratulate. See, God is on my side, and God is with our people. This ain't no another sequel, cause we were never equal. And let me tell y'all that I'm not in this game for the fortune of fame. I just try to maintain because we want a meal. Who said we had to kill? I know there's more to life than just keep paying bills.